Money does not reveal what we can afford, it reveals what we value. Because relationships and finance, there's going to be a clash. And today we're going to see a guy that picks $80,000 over his family. Welcome back to the channel. My name is MJ. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video. Watch the full video. If you want to support the channel even more, become a member. Let's dive in.
I have customer White on the phone. She's really freaking out. She wants to talk to you. Can I transfer her?
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, this is Gideon here.
Gideon, this is my husband was there yesterday. He bought a car. He put a deposit on a car.
Okay.
He was supposed to buy a car for 5 people. There's 5 of us. Instead, he went there and bought an $80,000 sports car. I don't know what the he's thinking. I don't know if he's going through a midlife crisis or something, but I want this deposit back.
Do you know which car he put a deposit
I
on?
don't know. Some Dodge something.
A Challenger?
$80,000 car. Yes. He was actually supposed to call me when he got to the dealership to discuss with me, because, you know, that's what couples do. I don't know what he's thinking. He's an idiot.
Okay, you know what? Give me a little bit of time. I'm going to just talk to the sales team. I'm going to find out who dealt with him, what car he bought. I'll give you a call back.
Couple of hours, Gideon. I'm waiting for you.
Thank you.
Waiting.
Thank you.
If not, I'm going to be changing the locks on my doors.
I don't want you to do that, but okay, thanks. So after talking to the sales guys, I figured out which car he put a deposit on. It's actually the 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat wide body. This guy didn't mess around. He really went for the top dog. I honestly
2018 though?
can't say that this is a family car. At the end of the day, that's his choice. I'm just gonna see if I can get his phone number because we need to straighten it out and know what we're doing. You sold the Challenger Hellcat, right?
Yes, I did.
The wife just called freaking out. She doesn't want the husband to buy the car. Did you mention anything about that?
He didn't even see he was married.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, this guy's gonna get in trouble. Do you mind just texting me his number? I want to give him a call.
Yeah, sure. I will.
Thank you. Hi, is this?
Yeah.
Hi, it's Gideon from Toronto Auto Brokers. You came in yesterday. You put a deposit on the Challenger.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you're aware, but we actually just got a very uncomfortable call from your wife. She's saying that she does not authorize to go with this deal.
No. Listen. No. First of all, this is my. I can make the decisions on my own here. This is not an issue. She's having a problem with it, but that's fine. I can take care of her. Don't worry.
Are you sure?
I'll deal with it. Don't worry. I've always dreamed about having this car, and she's not going to stop me from doing it. It's my money.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Bye.
Thank you. Saying that's my dream. I'm the one paying for the car. I want to go with this deal. On the other hand, we have the wife freaking out and saying no matter what, she does not want this car in the house. I'm not a marriage counselor, but I would never want to break up a family over a car. However, the husband is an adult. He came in here and made his own decision. The car is going into his name. I honestly don't know what to do. I feel bad inside.
I think this video that we just watched isn't really about the Dodge Challenger. I think it's something that a lot of us struggle with, and that's priorities. Because money is weird. It doesn't just buy things for us. It reveals what we value. And sometimes value is important because before finances, if the values are not aligned, then no dollar that you guys earn or spend together is going to be aligned, which then will leave you guys to, seek divorce or seek separation. It's already stressful enough, right? And at what point does your dream become somebody else's burden? Me personally, I would have played this differently. I would have got an SRT Durango because that's a family car, and I still get the sporty feel. I still get the horsepower. But he wants the Challenger. He wants to feel like he did something. He wants to feel like he has his own voice. Money amplifies who we already are. If you're patient, it gives you options. If you're impulsive, it just gives you bigger mistakes. And sometimes the most expensive things isn't buying a car, it's the arguments that come with it. And I think the argument everybody's seeing on the internet is just not good. And at the end of the day, if the family feuds, everybody loses.
Car payments are insane these days. I remember when I bought my first car like 7-8 years ago, I had a car payment of $400 and that was decent. Like a $500 payment, that was considered a lot. Nowadays, I can't find anyone with a car payment under like $600. Normally it's like $750 to $900. And I think it comes down to two things. The first being that inflation and interest rates obviously have gone up. But the second being that I attribute it to social media. I think that people live in a world now where they compare and contrast their lives to other people. They see the things, the materialistic items that others have, and they don't want to be left behind. They're trying to compete when they're not exactly in that spot, when a lot of it's actually fake. But because of that, they're wanting to live a life that's a little bit outside their means, and they're stretching themselves too thin. When I bought my GTR, my payment was like $1,400, and that was a lot back then, but that was like a 4% interest rate. That was like the end of COVID, and I was still making like 25K a month, so it was well within my means. I'm finding people with that size payment now that are making like 60K a year. You will never get rich if you are making financial decisions like that.
And that's what I talk about in this channel. If you're chasing other people's validations and trying to keep up with statuses, you're playing the wrong game. At the end of the day, your finance is going to take a hit. You're going to live a very depressed life. Like, let's be real, right? Like, cars do not create statuses. They reveal your priorities. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that are paying, right, a $600, $700, $800, $1,000 car payments, making 60K like you mentioned, but can't keep up with life. They can't afford the groceries. They can't do anything. They feel like they're stuck. They feel like they can't breathe. They feel like financially they really don't make much. And 40% of people that are making six figures are living paycheck to paycheck. It's these expensive cars, right? A car payment can quietly become a second rent payment. And that's the society that we're living in today with high inflation, high interest rates, high cost of living, affordability crisis. And it's just sad that, you know, horsepowers and all these little statuses that we seek with cars only impress strangers. Financial freedom truly is supposed to impress your future self. If you don't care about that, then you can't complain on TikTok. One thing we talk about is cost of ownership, right? You might have a high car payment, but sometimes people do not put in car insurance, and that's another killer. Somebody said $1,000 for my insurance. It's better for you to just take the subway, bro, or just walk. I have a coworker that pays $500 in insurances thanks to a couple of wrecks and other incidents. That's on top of his $1,500 car payment. So this person is paying $2,000 a month. His coworker. Crazy as hell, bro. $1,640 for my truck, just the payment. Somebody's paying $800 here. My God, y'all, you guys have 800. Somebody's paying 800.
This economy is some bullshit. And I know it's some bullshit because I remember when I was in high school, I took a personal finance class. And one of our assignments was we had to find a career we wanted, right? We had to go on Indeed or a job website and find like a wage, a salary, whatever for that job, right? Then with that salary, we had to find a house that we could afford and a car that we could afford, right? I don't remember what career, whatever that I picked, but I know it was around making like $80-some thousand a year. I was able to have that career, have a nice car, and a nice house and still be chilling. I don't think people understand how out of hand the cost of living is. For a long time, a brand new car was gonna run you between 20 to 25 stacks. Them luxury BMWs, Mercedes, whatever, that'll run you about 30. You know what I'm saying? Them nice Altimas, Camrys, and all this and all that. Brand new, them things used to be about 15 or 18 stacks. Nice ass apartments. They gonna run you about $800 or $900. A regular, schmegular apartment, maybe about $600-700. You living in the hood, it was probably about $400 a month. You know, everything made sense. Now, especially with the apartments, it's either I want to get taxed for some shit or I want to live in the hood. There's like no in between anymore. The housing market is crazy. Used cars, the price that people be trying to sell these used cars for, if you want a decent price for a used car, it's going to have over 100,000 miles on it.
It always gets worse before it gets better. So at the end of the day, if you do not change your mentality or have a mindset shift, what's going to happen is you're going to keep living this way. And things are even going to get more expensive. And one thing that I've noticed on TikTok is that a lot of people complain about the cost of living, but at the end of the day are spending on a lifestyle that is so inflated. And they talk about inflation. But if you look at inflation, right? Yes, it's true. Yes, it's there. But a lot of people are still spending. A lot of people are still going to games. A lot of people are still going to concerts. A lot of people are still traveling on credit cards. A lot of people are doing things that are just out of control, right? And comparison is inflation for the ego. And if you do not check your ego or your pride and you feel like you're a bum or you feel like, everybody's living their life through these social media accounts, then you're playing yourself because you're not using your noggin that God has blessed you with. The costliest addiction to me is needing strangers to think that you're winning. And that's what social media has created. Everybody can talk about the expensive apartments. Everybody can talk about, all these things, but people are still going out to dinner every 2 days. People are still buying lunch every day at work. The micropayments are also killing a lot of people's finances. So a lot of it has to do with choices. People just want emotional victories, right? And most financial mistakes begin as emotional victories, right? Everything is emotions, not math. And, a lot of people have learned that, buying a house is out of touch, right? It's not happening anytime soon. So the next best thing is a car payment, luxury apartments, travel, going out, and just trying to do things so they can hang out, so they can forget about, doing the right things. So it is expensive, but venues are booked, tickets are booked, and restaurants are also booked. So you let me know how you feel in the comments. Am I spitting or am I just out of touch? Because I just like to speak the truth. A Toyota does not have business being $60,000 That is true. I ain't gonna lie to you. They doing too much. I make good money on paper, but after taxes and bills, I be eating sleep for dinner. You gotta change something. You gotta do something. Studio apartments being like 1,200 to 1,400 is insane to me. Rent got expensive because of you have venture capitalists, BlackRock, and all these people, right? Asset management companies buying a lot of the single family households so they could rent it to you. And these rental apartments have also learned that people don't want to buy a house and they can't buy a house. So let's just increase rent. It's a sad time to be in. I know it is insane. I'm not gonna lie to you. That part I do agree with. A nice truck was only like 35K. That's somebody trying to spend money on a truck. You gotta change that mindset. Everything starts at $1,000 a month. Right? Somebody said this entire economy is trash. It is trash, but a lot of people are still spending. It's not trash if people are spending. 80K is the new 40K. True, that's what inflation is, for real, for real. It's these damn rent prices. No reason rent should be half your check. Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, y'all gotta come together or go back to living with your parents, because the ego and pride that some people have is crazy to me. If I'm a single person and I have no kids or a wife, I'm sorry, I'm moving in with my parents until I can get the bag up. And I'm gonna pay off my debts. And then I'm gonna move into something that's affordable. People don't want to do that though. They don't want to improvise. I'm just gonna be on TikTok talking crazy.
This is a question for anyone who drives a Tahoe, Suburban, Yukon, Escalade, whatever. How do you afford that? Genuine question. How do you afford that? I'm out here driving a 2022 Honda Pilot. Granted, I did get it brand new, got lucky. Great interest rate. It was a 0.9% interest rate. But that monthly car payment is almost $600 for a Honda Pilot. I do want to caveat, just paid that thing off. So car payment no longer. Back to my question. How are people affording Tahoes, Yukons, Suburban? I'm not talking those of you who bought it in 2016 and are still driving it. No, I want to know, like, if you got it in 2022 and brand new, how? Especially four-wheel drive. Back when I was looking for cars in 2022, I looked at Tahoes and Suburbans. I was looking for a four-wheel drive. You couldn't get that thing less than $60,000 and it had 100,000 miles on it. Used. And I see tons of them on the road. So how are we doing it? I know that car payment's $1,200 plus insurance and gas. So what are we doing? We're just rich. We don't have student loans, credit card debt, no other kind of payment. Or are we just living on credit card debt? What are we doing? How you doing that? I'm not doing it because I'm going to drive this paid off car till the wheels fall off. See me driving it in 2060 because I want a Tahoe. That's my dream. This is a question for anyone who drives a Tahoe.
I had an idea that last sentence was going to come up. I just know human behavior. And I'm telling you, cognitive dissonance was very evident, right? To have two conflicting things that you want is crazy to me, right? You just paid off your Honda Pilot. Congratulations. Now you want a Tahoe. So this was basically you wanted to gather data, you wanted to gather information and comments to see how people are affording it, so you can justify it to later buy a Tahoe. There's nothing wrong with buying a Tahoe, but a lot of people, yes, have huge amounts of debt and are paying $1,200-$1,300 for it, and a lot of people are not struggling. They can afford the car. Some people own businesses. Some people are entrepreneurs. Some people are using it as a tax benefit and a tax write-off, right? I can tell she's going to get that Tahoe because whatever people tell you is all show, because she told us that she wants to hold this Honda Pilot until 2060. That's a lie, because the easiest person to convince is the one that's already chasing approval. She wants the car. She wants it. She's going to get it. And one thing I've learned is that when people finish a car payment, it's like this hurrah moment. They feel like they can do it again. They want the struggle. They want the chase. They want the high all over again, because it feels like this competition to prove to themselves that if I did it once, I could do it again. But this time, the stakes get higher, right? The money gets bigger, right? It's just I don't understand this mentality. And then we complain about cost of living. Cost of living is high. I don't want you to think I'm lying or I don't. It's expensive. I have 2 kids. I know, but I'm also fighting hard to fight, right? And keeping a lot of my paychecks. That's what I'm doing. And when people do this to themselves after they've done this and now it's time to create wealth, they don't do it, because I feel like people don't have the mentality that every payment steals a little flexibility from tomorrow. And today we've learned that some people will choose luxury over responsibility, and even at the family expense. So please let me know down below if you enjoyed this video. If you made it this far, you're a real one. I really do appreciate you for taking the time to really watch my videos and rocking out with me. Become a member down below if you really want to support the channel. Hype the video. That helps. Make sure to like, also comment. I want to see what you guys are thinking. With that being said, be good, do good. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.